Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Sunday morning sprints. I have my coffee. I'm hoping that it kicks in soon because I have like this. I think it might be sinus pressure because it's all right here in my sinus cavity. I don't feel stuffed up or anything. There's like pain all right here. So anytime I press on my forehead right here, it goes away. But then when I let go, it comes back. So, I don't know. We're gonna hope that it's like a caffeine slash sinus thing. If it's a sinus thing, because I can feel it right here, then I'll take some medicine, but I gotta eat breakfast first. And I just finished making breakfast. That's why I was running behind schedule. So, I'm gonna go through the comments and then we'll go into our first sprint. My plan for the day and today's sprints is this right here. I need to finish this one. I need to get caught up on this one. And I need to start this one. Because I should probably be almost up to day 9. And I haven't started it yet. So, first things first, I gotta finish the graphic novel and get caught up on Raven Scholar pages. So we'll see how we do. And if you guys, if any of you do like Spirit City, that is the timer that we're going to be using today. And they announced a new DLC called Enchanted Gardens that is coming soon. I'm super excited. I am super excited. All right, let's see who all is here, and then we'll get into our first sprint. I'm hoping to get a bunch done today. We'll see. Kat is here first in the comments that I can see. Kat says, "Good morning, Alicia. I'm working on some notes for content. Plan to go for my walk between 10:30 and 11, waiting for it to warm up a bit." I do not blame you at all. I would do the same thing. I need to start doing, like, going for a walk. However, in my area, we do not have sidewalks, so it's not like I could just easily walk down the street and back. Though I have thought about just walking the perimeter of my property as my walk. Then I could kind of like keep up on the property itself and just get my walking in. Because I haven't found like a walking park or anything that I can use to go walking. So we'll see. Donna is here. Good morning. Hey, Alicia, currently watching some personal curriculum videos, taking a small break from reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. I'm 331 out of 533. Wow, so you're past the halfway point. Are you enjoying it? I hope you are. That's one I have to read still. Actually, I have to read a lot of V.E. Schwab's books because the only one I've ever read was her very first novel, The Near Witch. I have 2 copies of that one, I think, with the original cover. And I have practically almost all of her other books. I have just not gotten to any of them. So maybe I'll make that a priority. Instead of like a book series, because I'm trying to finish out series, maybe I'll just do like an author backlist and I'll choose V.E. Schwab as the author and just read everything that I own of hers and get caught up. I don't know when I would do that, but I will make it happen some way, shape, or form this year. I have to see how many books of hers I have first. We'll see. Laura is here. Good morning. Let us know what you're reading or working on this morning. Nadim is here. Hello, good morning. Let us know what you're reading or working on. Swank is here. Howdy, everybody. Happy Kite Flying Day, happy Pork Rind Day, and happy Opera Day. I'm not a big fan of pork rinds. I've never been to an opera. I do have a kite. But do we have enough wind to make it fly? That is the question. I haven't used my kite in a very long time. It's still like almost in mint condition. That's how often I use it. Molly is here. I'm here. Good morning. Sorry, I missed Friday. I slept until 11:30. Oh my gosh, I think we went. So you were probably waking up as we were ending, but no worries. And Kelly is coming back tomorrow for Morning Time Pirates. So we'll have all the gang back together. Jen is here. Hey, Alicia in chat. I'm going to be cleaning and will roll for my next readathon book. I hope everyone is okay. I'm sorry you're not feeling great today, Alicia. No worries. Worst case scenario, I take some allergy medicine and take a nap later. It's not like excruciatingly painful. It's just, it's annoying. That's where I'm at with it. And if my coffee would stay hot, that would be even better. I might have to switch to my mug, but you'll have to tell me what your role for your next readathon book is. I will probably be making a spinner wheel later today because I do have to get some house tasks done, basically stuff around the house. I want to start moving the donation stuff to the garage so I can see what I have, so that when I schedule the pickup, that I can say this is how many bags or boxes I have. So I gotta get that moved. I have to make my list for Target tomorrow because I'm gonna have to pick up cat litter, Valentine's Day's candy for the kids stuff, and there was something else and I already forgot. Hopefully I wrote it down somewhere. That's where I'm at. And but we'll get through the day. I think the most annoying part of the sinus pressure is I can feel it in my teeth. But we'll take some medicine and be right as rain. Laura says I'm getting ready for work, trying to get presentable. Well, I hope you have a good day at work. Hopefully it's not too stressful for you and it's an easy peasy smooth day. Molly says, oh, Swank, those are all awful for me. LOL, and you know it's all about me. Nadim is still reading Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Are you savoring it or are you, like, not enjoying it? Or are you enjoying it and you're just little by little? Let us know. I'm trying to think. Bride, I think, was one that I read in 4 days because I basically did 100 pages a day because I tabbed it out. But some of her other ones, I think I read Love Theoretically in 1 day. The Love Hypothesis was in 3 days. And Love on the Brain was 5 days. And I have Mate. I need to tab it so I can see how many days I can do it in. 18 books, y'all, for February. If you've seen my February TBR video, I need to get started. I mean, I'm started, but I need to get a move on. Molly says Enchanted Gardens is DLC for what? For Spirit City. That's the new one coming out soon. I saw it as I was logging in to pull up the Spirit City for our timer today. And it said coming soon. Annette's here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Annette. How are you? Molly says, hi, Annette. Donna, what? Oh, Molly said, Donna, what are you studying? Yes, let us know. And what does it is your studying a particular website? Why can I not talk today? What is going on? It's like the words cannot form, or I keep thinking of how I want to phrase it and I keep changing. Oi. Annette says, hey, hello to Molly. Laura says, my current reads are Savage Blooms by S.T. Gibson and The Crimson Throne by Sarah Rausch and Beth Revis. I've heard of The Crimson Throne. I have not heard of the other one. Hopefully you're both liking them, or liking both of them. See what I mean? Molly to Jen, howdy. Donna says, I'm enjoying it. I was told it is the same vibe as The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Oh, I have not read either of those books, Bury Your Bones or Addie LaRue. Again, books I need to catch up on. Kat says, we don't have sidewalks in our neighborhood either, but I walk on the side of the road. Be very careful with your walks. Donna to Molly, I want to work on learning more literature, but also brush up on being better at critical reading. Ooh, fair. Molly to Donna, I've read both of those, and I can see that. Molly, oh, that's great. Great learnings for a reader. Yes, I agree. Mel is here. Hello, hello. On my way to church, just wanted to pop in and hit the like button. Happy sprinting, Alicia and friends. Well, thanks for popping in and hitting the like button. I hope you have a good time at church. Molly, feeling that pressure in your teeth is annoying. Yes, I agree. Because I feel like it even hurts to chew things, so I'm not looking forward to eating breakfast. Even though most of it is soft, because it's like eggs and toast and stuff like that. But I'll most likely chew on this side, because this side is the one that hurts. Don't know why. Molly says hi to Mel. Swank says, if you have a clothespin or a chip clip, clip it to the webbing between your thumb and index finger. It takes the pain away? Really? For how long? Like, how long do I put it there for? Because I have a clothespin. Can I just press it? Probably not strong enough. I probably have to get a clothespin. I'll try that while I eat. I'll let you know how it works. I can already kind of feel it. Like, my tooth does not hurt right now. Ooh. Swank says, Molly, how about Laugh and Get Rich Day? Ooh, that would be a good one. Dude. I'm just holding it with my thumb, and the pain is starting to subside. What? I'm gonna use this from now on. Molly says, oh yay, Spirit City, but oh no, because I still need to pay $40 on my World of Warcraft Epic Edition of midnight before February 26th. You got this. Molly says, Swank, I love it, especially apparently I have all sorts of DLC to buy this month. Little at a time, look for sales. That's what I'll probably do. Swank, use Mr. Tongue and Mr. Lips. Together they form words. Yes. Yes. Very much so. Swank says, I leave it on till I can't stand it anymore. Oh, that won't be very long for me then. Okay. I'll see if I can do it while I'm eating and then take it off. Because that'll be about as long as I can handle. And I eat quickly. Military mentality, you have 15 minutes to eat or you don't eat at all. So, that should be long enough, right? All right. That was the last sprint that I see, so I'm gonna go ahead and put us into a sprint. And I'm gonna go eat. I have 45 minutes on the clock. Do we have any tasks that we are wanting to add to the to-do list? Anybody needs to get anything done? I'm going to quickly add mine because I'm going to eat breakfast and then finish it's Wings of Fire, the Hidden Kingdom graphic novel. And catch up on Raven Scholar. We'll start with those and then we'll go from there. Oops. I don't need that unless someone's adding something. Let's see. Molly says, make coffee. All right. Make coffee. All right. Kat says, I'm cautious. We lived here for 26 years and I've walked in my neighborhood subdivision since we moved here. We have lots of walkers, runners, and bike riders in our neighborhood. Oh, that's good. But I'm glad you're very cautious. I hope you have a good walk when you do your walk. Swank says, do morning pages and read. All right. Do you want me to put that as two separate? Two morning pages. And I'll put Swank reading. As two. Perfect. There are also grassy areas near the roads where we can move into if necessary. Most cars driving in the subdivision are courteous of walkers. Ugh. So the one thing I do miss about neighborhoods is people being actual courteous to the people that are in their neighborhood. But every neighborhood I've ever lived in had an HOA, and I don't like HOAs. So country living it is. If it was up to my husband, we'd be off grid. So I don't know. I love being in, like, having electricity and and having Wi-Fi and all of that. I know you can do those things off grid, but I like being within like a 20-minute drive of anything. Ooh. The tinnitus set off my tinnitus this morning. All right. I'm going to star that one. That was Kat's comment. And I'm going to go ahead and start the timer. And I will see everyone back here in 45 minutes. Happy sprinting. All right. How did we do on that first sprint? I ate breakfast and I got to page 118 in the Wings of Fire graphic novel, and I was joined by a cat. That is my kitty cat, Ralphie. He comes and hangs out sometimes. So that's pretty much what I got up to in the first sprint. Ate breakfast and I read some of this. So you'll see that I crossed off the eat breakfast on the tab. And let's see. We'll go through the comments and see if we can tick off anything else before our next sprint. Let me see. This was our last comment. Kat was talking about like the walking areas and where she can safely do her walks in her neighborhood. Kat says we don't have an HOA, thank goodness. I have lived in 2 different HOAs, and the second one was quite the like they would send you love notes if your grass was too high, if your bushes needed to be mulched, if your driveway needed to be pressure washed. We had to build somewhat of an enclosure for our AC unit because they didn't want to see it from the roadway. And I was like, really? Like, we really didn't we didn't buy the house. It was my father-in-law's and we were living in it while he was stationed somewhere else before he decided to sell it. And so it was crazy. We don't like HOAs. Megan is here. Hi, Alicia. And I said hi to Megan. Andy popped in. Hi, Alicia and pals. Stream hopping around and booped like buttons and such. Well, we thank you. I'll have to check because last time I saw, I think I had 25 subscribers left until I reach 500. I have to check on the watch hours though, because I need those more than I need the subscribers. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I need subscribers to get to 500, but I have more watch hours to meet the requirements, if that makes sense. I love all of my subscribers here. Don't get me wrong. I love everybody who's here to hang out and read and do all of the things. I greatly appreciate you all. Kat says, off to walk, leaving your spins up for watch hours. Thank you. I hope you have a good walk. I know you're already gone, but hopefully your walk is good and you're safe. Faithful came in. Good afternoon, everyone. Popping in to say hi and tickle the like button. Yes, I will do that first in the next sprint. I'm going to put that on my list. Check Discord messages. Carissa, good morning. I'm trying to finish The Last Wish, but I'm not sure if it will happen. How far do you have left? Like, what's left in the book? I would like to read that one because that's the Witcher series, yes? Apparently The Last Wish is the first one, and I thought it was The Blood of Elves. Maybe that's the first one in the series, but in timeline-wise, it's The Last Wish? I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I have also been playing Hogwarts Legacy. Ooh, which house did you choose? I started with Ravenclaw, and then I created a Hufflepuff one on the PS4. But I also have Hogwarts Legacy for the Switch. So on the Switch, I have Gryffindor and Slytherin. So I have all the houses because I wanted to see all of the common rooms. But the game that is the farthest is my Ravenclaw because that's the first one. I have not beat it yet, but I'm close. Jen says, I got to page 159 in The Storyteller and need a brain break from World War II. I spun and got the oldest on the TBR prompt, restarting the mostly true story of Tanner and Louise, picking back up at page 104. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, I would probably need a break from a World War II time period too. I don't do well with history to begin with, so anything that is like past, it doesn't sit well. Molly made coffee, so let's cross that off the list. Yay. Ooh, and we leveled with that, I think. We'll have to see if we can level. Nadim finished a cup of coffee and read 12 pages. Nice, nice. Ren is here. Hello, hello, everyone. Carissa to Jen, how do you like The Storyteller? Is that by Jodi Picoult? I want to say yes, but let's see what Jen says. Ren, really not sure about. Not really sure about. I'll be doing that for the next sprint. Oh, not sure what you'll be doing for the next sprint. Maybe Netflix, YouTube, or read Love from the Cosmos. Ooh, who's that by? Let me know. I feel like I've heard that one before. Molly says, double shot cinnamon vanilla mocha. That sounds delicious. Ren, living in an HOA neighborhood sounds like a nightmare. It does. Depending on the HOA, because most of the times they want everything to be prim, proper, and like uniform. So my question is though is how do they have time to go by and inspect or measure your grass? You know what I mean? So it's quite annoying. I would rather not have someone tell me how to live in the house. So it's just more annoying than anything. Carissa says, yes, The Last Wish says that it's an introduction to The Witcher. Gotcha. That makes sense. Because then you can figure out, like, how he is as a character, and then everything happens. Fair enough. Molly says, The Last Wish is what Seriously Serious series started with because Coda was told that it adds a lot of context to the series. Okay. I guess if you were to go in like timeline order type, perhaps. Jen says it's very heavy but written really well. Carissa says I'm 160 pages in, but I need to finish it to stay up to date with the buddy read with Coda and Nicole. Jen says I love historical fiction, but the subject matter can be really heavy, and that is true for this one. Ooh. Yes, by Jodi Picoult. Yay, I was right. I was questioning it. I was like, maybe. Because I think we talked about this before, like who the book was by, but I couldn't remember. Not 100%. Carissa says, I went with Ravenclaw and I'm currently playing it on my Switch. I have heard that it's better to play on the PS5 because the graphics are better. I'll let you know, because even though I have the PS4 version, I do have a PS5 and they have some sort of upgrade I can do, and that allows me to play even though it's a PS4 version. Does that make sense? So, whenever I get time to play it, I'll see what it can do. My husband is currently playing, and he's basically gone from playing Astrobot to a Need for Speed game to now he's playing Skyrim. So he's kind of like he's taken over the PlayStation. So, but I can play during the week. I'll have to see what my schedule's like this week, and maybe I'll try it. I'm trying to think of what I have this week. Thursday is the Valentine's Day thing for the kids because they don't have school on Friday. So I can't do, well, I could do Friday, but maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday I'll try and see what it looks like. I love the graphics anyway from Hogwarts Legacy, and it's very detailed. But I would like to see it on the PS5 version. Ren, what I'll be doing. Whoops, I got you. I figured it out. It's by Moa Badmos. I will look this up. It was Love from the Cosmos. Would help if I could type. That is not the one I was thinking of. That is a completely different one. Which one was I thinking of? That's not the one I was thinking. It was a different title or a different cover. Swank says, I just signed up for a Buff Muff workshop to strengthen your pelvic floor and your consonants. Love the name. Buff Muff workshop, right? That's, how did they come up with these names? And Swink says, finished my writing, so now back to Critters and Crime. So you finished your morning pages. Let's cross that off the list. Yay for getting things done. And if anyone else has anything that they want to add to the to-do list, we can add it. So just let us know what you want us to add. And we can go from there. I don't see any other comments coming in. So I am going to start this one. We'll pull up the screen. There we go. We did level, so let's do that real quick. We're now 35. So I'm going to try to finish the Wings of Fire, the hidden graphic novel. That's the second one on the list. And then after that, hopefully I can get caught up on Ravenscholar. And then I have to check Discord messages. And then Swank is going to be reading. All right. Let's see. Swank says my brother's CB handle was Muff Diver. Oh my goodness. And Carissa says I need to make brownies for later tonight. Ooh. We will add make brownies for tonight to the list. All right. Is everybody else ready to go into sprint? Jen says, I think I'm going to do a 45-minute walk. If you want to add that to the list, keep me accountable. Go for it. 45-minute walk. All right. Last call on anything to be added to the to-do list. And we'll get started. I'm going to go ahead and we've got everything pulled up. 45 minutes. I think I'm going to change the little spirit companion because I want to try different ones. So we're not in the kitchen. I haven't done this one yet. I like blue. My favorite color is blue. Let's do the arachnid. He's adorable. All right. I don't see any other comments. I'm starring. We're starting the next sprint. So happy sprinting, everybody. All right. Welcome back. That was sprint number 2. How did everybody do? I checked Discord messages, and I already checked that off. Let me know what you guys got up to. I have not finished Wings of Fire, the Hidden Kingdom yet. I'm on 146, and there is there's 217. Yikes. But we're making progress, which is good because I also folded 2 loads of laundry. So I will have to catch up on some messages through the Discord, but I will do that later because I have to go into another Discord and do some commenting. So we'll do that later after sprint so I can get it all done. Let's see where we left off and see what everyone got up to. I believe this was our last comment. Jen, let me know if you got your 45-minute walk in, and we can cross that off the list. Jean is here. Good morning, Alicia. I woke up with a headache, but I think I want to try to read. Medusa. Ooh. That is on my list because I was supposed to read it in January and I have not. So as you've seen, I've added it to my February TBR. I also woke up with a headache this morning, more like sinus though. So it's like here and here. Swank said if you press here, she said to do it with a clothespin, but I find it's actually helping here. I've just been pressing right here with my thumb, and my the pain like here is subsiding. So thank you for that tip, Swank. It's helping. I will probably have to take some Advil or something at some point, mainly to take care of the sinus pressure. But right now, this is working great. I didn't know that was a thing. I am also coffee. The heat of it is helping with like the teeth sensitivities, and also helping like with this area. I can't explain it. So I'm wondering if this is like caffeine and sinus, and because I didn't have a lot of caffeine yesterday, so I could be going through a withdrawal. I'm not sure. Could also be sinuses for sure. And I hope your head feels better and that you get all of the reading done. Jessica is here. Hello, just joined. I'll be reading New Hunger by Isaac Marion. It is the prequel to Warm Bodies. Really? I did not know that this was a series. I have and read the book Warm Bodies, and I love the movie. But I did not know that there was more than one book. I will have to check this out. Is this a newer book? Like they just came out with it? I'm going to... Oh. So... Interesting. There's different versions because it says that Warm Bodies is the first book in the series. And then there's one called The Burning World. That is book 2. But then there's The New Hunger, which is the prequel. Interesting. Excuse me. I will have to see if my library has a copy of those and read them. Thanks for letting us know. And Swink says the same. Jessica thinks I didn't know Warm Bodies was a series. Have to check them out. Right? Double and Jen is here. Hello, hello. Let us know what you're reading or working on. Molly says I finally started organizing my kitchen, but you know how that goes. Looks worse now because I've been pulling things out. Yes, I know that all too well. I'm not looking forward to doing. Oh, excuse me. I don't know where that yawn came from. I have to do my kids' rooms, and I'm not looking forward to it because I have to go through everything. I have to go through their clothes, their toys, because I know some of them they've outgrown or some are broken. So it's just a matter of like going through and like straightening up their rooms and figuring out what it is that they're wanting to keep and play with. Molly says hi to Double and Jen. Good morning, Molly. From Double and Jen. My goodness, I don't know why I'm like yawning all of a sudden. Let's try not to do that, okay? I don't know. Swink says I got to 18% in my book. May make food in the next sprint. Jen says, good to know. Thank you, Swink. Yes. I also use peppermint oil above my temples, and that helps me. Oh, really? Like, just put it right here? Usually, I just go like this and rotate my hands back and forth. And then when I let go, it's like the pressure of the temples. It makes it stop. Or I'll go and lay on my husband's shoulder and I'll press right here with his shoulder. And that seems to help as well. So I'm trying to not take any medicine if I don't need to, but it looks like I'm going to have to. I will try the peppermint thing. I will try anything once. Double and Jen, I also either don't get over that cold thing or got it again. Oh no! I hope that I hope you didn't get it again. Maybe there was like a little tiny particle that was just hanging on. Well, I hope you feel better soon, though. The book the show was based on. The book the show was based on. Maybe? I don't know. Which book? Let me know. Let us know. Brian is here. Hi, everyone. Hope you all are doing well. I'm reading Redemption Road by John Hart. Hopefully, you are liking it. I have not read this one. Is it good? Are you enjoying it? Double and Jen says, I started listening to We Used to Live Here last night. That sounds familiar. Jessica says, glad to share a new book series. Yes, we love recommendations here. Molly says, Alicia, don't get me started. Don't get me start yawning when I just finished my coffee. Listen, I still have coffee and I'm yawning. So clearly it's not doing its job. Just above my eyebrows, so right here. Just be careful because if it gets in your eyes, it burns. Oh. Anytime, well, and I also use peppermint oil when I have like sunburn because it takes the sting out of the sunburn. But even just like the vapors of peppermint oil, if it just comes across your eyes, my eyes water for like forever. But yeah, I will try that just above the eyebrows. Or movie. Wasn't there something called? Yes, there was a movie called Warm Bodies. And that, for what? Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. From my understanding, it was based off of the book Warm Bodies by Isaac Marion. Because they had the book. I have the book with. Do I have it? Let me see. I have it on this shelf. This one. And that was the characters from the movie. I'm trying to. There you go. So, as my assumption is that this was the book. I have the movie tie-in cover, but um, that's the cover that goes to the movie. Brian says only 2 chapters in, but yes, loving it so far. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Swink says, Jen, yeah, there was a Warm Bodies movie a few years back. Yep, that's one of my favorite movies. Couldn't tell you why. I don't know if it's because it's like zombies, but not like gruesomely like in your face zombies. There are a couple that are kind of like icky, but it's not like a in your face zombies. And I like the ending, so. Molly says I read Midnight on the Celestial, which is a horror slash fantasy genre blend. Then right after that, I read Mexican Gothic. After that, I read like 6 board books. No, board books, really. I mean, they still count though. Because I read picture books sometimes to my kids, and because I read it to them, I count it on my Goodreads challenge. So you'll see a couple out there throughout the year, probably, where I've read to them. And there's one about cats called Bits and Pieces, very cute. And so that is on my Goodreads already. And there was another one, Kiki and Jax, which is a Marie Kondo children's book. It's the life changing magic of friendship, but it also talks about tidying up. she's she's very interesting, Miss Marie Kondo. I also just read her the life changing manga of tidying up. That was quite interesting. I don't know if I necessarily agree with all of her methods, because could you imagine me going through all of these books, touching them, and seeing if they bring me joy to whether or not I need to keep them or get rid of them? I'd be here all day, if not all month. Because some of them I haven't even, like, I haven't touched them in 10 years because they're college textbooks. But why I still have them, I don't know. It's, I could probably I could probably get rid of them and then have a whole nother bookshelf. But they're not just mine. Some of them are mine and some of them are my husband's. So I just leave that bookshelf alone. I do probably need to clean it up a bit though, which I will probably do when I go through the library. But reading is reading, no matter what format. Dublin Jen says, I used to use an oil blend called Breathe for my allergies. It was amazing. I need to get it again. Ooh, where would one find that? That sounds amazing. Molly says, Ralphie! Hi, Ralphie. Everyone's saying hi. Swank, 2013, the movie Warm Bodies came out. Yep. And Pretty Kitty alert. Ralphie. Meow meow. I was trying to see if he'd meow, but he just kind of looks at me. Oh, such a pitiful meow this morning. Yeah. He's been kind of fighting with Isis, so if you saw him up close, he's got like a line in his nose from where she scratched him. He's being a grumpy old man this morning. Molly says, I meant that is a bunch of horror in a row for me. Oh, They were all horror ones? Even the board books? Hopefully not the board books. I know, and Mexican Gothic I didn't know was a horror. I haven't read anything by that author, so. Thank you for clarifying. I finished my workout and got to page 134 in Tanner and Louise. Wow. Oh, wait, you started at 104. I was gonna say, wow, you started that and got to 134 already? I forgot you had already started it and you were at 104, so you read the 30 pages. Nice. So let's cross off your workout then. We had 45-minute walk. Who was it that was going to make brownies? Did we make the brownies? Double and Jen says I bought it through doTERRA, but they are cheaper versions on Amazon. Oh, I'll probably look on Amazon. Molly says I am not very funny this morning. Apparently, LOL Swank. How am I ever to get rich this way? Well, I mean, you got this. Are we going for comedy? Like you want to be a comedian? I saw a reel this morning. It's kind of like a dad joke-ish kind of thing, but I think they were also like some sort of like firefighters but they were at like the firehouse or whatever, and the one guy was just showing like a compilation of all the like jokes that he's done, and one of them, there was a couple of them. One of them, he said, why did the turkey join the band? Because he had drumsticks. You see what I mean? It's funny, but it's not funny. It's like a dad joke funny. I don't do it justice. You'd have to go watch the video, but it's always something where like somebody in his firehouse always like throws something at him or they chase him because it's like, oh, that's funny, but no. Faithful says, hi again, everyone. Messing with my Cricut and cutting vinyl decals. That reminds me. I was going to use my Cricut for something and I forgot what it was. I'll have to see if I'll have to see if they still have the you need a subscription thing. Because I would like to make labels for the kids' toy bins when I work on their rooms. And you reminded me that I could do that with the Cricut. Double and Jen says, I want brownies. Me too. I don't remember who was going to make brownies, though. I had to go back in the chat. Molly, I meant I needed to read the board books as palate cleanse. Oh, I got you. I would do that too. Anything horror related, I would probably read something like that after. I don't do horror. Swank says hi to Faithful. Double and Jen says, I suppose the peppermint oil might work the same, though. It's old and likely expired, but that might make it less potent. Ooh. Yeah. Molly says hi to Faithful. Double and Jen, I am not ingesting it. No, I wouldn't. No. That would be not a good idea. Groan. See? It's little jokes like that. Molly says to Jen, Double and Jen, what happens if you rub it under your nose? I would think that would clear the sinuses. The peppermint oil? I don't know. Maybe. I would probably, it might. Very potent. You'd be smelling peppermint for hours, though. um, I don't know. I've never tried to use peppermint oil as like under your nose. That's usually where I put Vicks Vapor Rub. Would that work? If you put peppermint oil there? Molly says total dad joke there, Alicia. See? It was. There was another one, and I thought it was funny, but I can't remember what it was. Because he, like I said, he had a couple different ones. Faithful says, stickers, Alicia. Oh, you're going to make stickers? I should learn how to do that one of these years. Molly says, what Cricut do you have, Faithful? Molly says, you don't need a subscription, Alicia. That's for using their designs, I believe. Correct, Faithful? Well, I have one, and it told me that in order to, like, do certain things, like if I wanted to use certain fonts or if I wanted to, like, be able to remove backgrounds, so it's just the object that is getting cut, then I would have to have a subscription. I can use some of the designs that I've already created, but if I wanted to create something else, then it always says that I need, even though I'm creating my own, it's like, you need a subscription in order to do this. And I'm like, really? It's also older. I think it's the Cricut. Is it the Cricut Air 2? Maybe. It's older. I don't know. I don't use it often, so if I can find a way to do it without the Cricut, then that's where I'm at. Faithful says hi to Swank. Mexican Gothic was the first of her books I have read. I did enjoy it, but shoo. Was it scary? Faithful says hi to Molly. Swank said Carissa. Carissa needed to make brownies for tonight. Gotcha. We'll have to find out if Carissa needed to make brownies. I'm gonna add her name so I remember. Whoops. Make brownies. Carissa. Alright. You can cook with doTERRA oils, but they are really strong. Ooh. I don't know if I would cook with them. Because I can't handle a lot of really strong things. Jen, that is what I do, Molly. Got it. I can't find my breathe. I'm bummed. Oh, your ointment. Your oils. I was like, you can't find a what? And I remember you were saying that the breathe is the version that would help. If I go to the Renaissance Festival, there is I forget the name of the vendor, but there's a vendor there that they have something kind of like It's a liquid version, but it comes in a roller ball, and you can do the same thing. It's mixed with like different essential oils, and it's supposed to help ease a cold. I don't know if I still have any, otherwise I'd show you. I'd have to go look. But that's where I usually get a lot of my handmade soaps, and I'll use them throughout the year. I still have a couple. I need to like use them up. Double and Jen, I hate taking tons of meds for pain. Same. I am of the, if I don't need to take meds for it and I can just either use food as medicine or have it like subside on its own or go away on its own or do something that helps alleviate it, I would rather do that than taking a whole bunch of medication to get rid of it. That's not to say that I won't take meds if need be. So it's kind of like that's the, if I have to take meds, that it's hit that threshold where I can no longer just like deal with it. I have to take something in order to get to keep going for the day. Otherwise, I will stay in bed and sleep. Molly, Alicia, drink more coffee? Like this coffee? Or is it a certain type of coffee? Molly says, I'm sorry to Double and Jen, and hugs. Faithful says, I did that drum thing when you said that drumstick joke. Yep. I do that too. There was one joke, it was a dad joke, but it had to do with Marvel. And it said, I have the book somewhere and it's in the other part of the house, but it said something along the lines of, oh, what was it? I don't remember the exact wording, but it was like, I don't know why they use, oh, what was it? It was, I don't know why Marvel doesn't use the Hulk for advertisement. He's just a big banner. That one stuck with me a little bit because like I can't remember the exact wording, but it was something along those lines, and I was just like, that's kind of funny. It's definitely a dad joke, but that's kind of funny. Um, you wanted to make stickers. I do. I just can't remember. I can't remember which ones. I would like to learn how to make them. Yes, because then I wouldn't have to buy them. I mean, don't get me wrong. I will buy them, but I would like to be able to learn how to make them so that, like, if I print out book covers that are stickers, and then the Cricut would like cut it out, you know, and then I could just peel it instead of cutting them out and then peeling. That's what I was thinking. I think maybe, not sure. Faithful says, I'm supposed to be making a tutorial on how to do it. Ooh, I will definitely watch. Faithful says, I have a Maker, Joy, and Explore one, Molly. Ooh, she has several. She has several. Molly, LOLC at Faithful. She needs more coffee. I do. I do need coffee. Jen says, you could do all of that in Canva, Alicia, and then print / cut in Cricut without having to pay. I use it that way all the time. I just need to take a year and figure out how to do all of the things. Because Canva is another one that I'm trying to learn how to use. And I did buy a book that was like Canva for beginners. And I started to read it and I don't know what they're saying. I think this is a more of a you know what you're doing, but you're still a beginner. Like you need techniques. Whereas I just need like a here's how you do it. Step one. um I know people have been using Canva for like their thumbnails and stuff for YouTube. I haven't. I've actually been creating my thumbnails in PowerPoint and then I um like do like a print screen or a what's it called? It's like where you can copy what's on your screen and then I put it into Paint and then it's probably a long drawn out process. But that's how I've been doing it this whole time. I could be wrong, but I think I have laundry sitting outside the door. I have to go into the next sprint soon. But yeah, I just need to take a year and do like all of the things. Learn how to do all of the things. Faithful says, "LOL, Molly." Faithful says, "What Jen said, Alicia." Yes. Molly, Alicia, but if you have images that are already have the background removed, etc., would you still need the subscription? I don't know. Maybe not. Faithful says no, just print and cut. No, Molly, you should not. Oh. I feel like I'm not versed well enough in Cricut. That's why I need to learn more. Molly, Mexican Gothic is creepy, but yes, a bit scary, but I didn't have nightmares, thankfully. Oh. I would probably not read it then, if it could possibly give you nightmares. Molly says, awesome. Thank you, Faithful and Jen. Molly says, with my Creative Fabrica membership, I could make so many stickers if only I had a Cricut. Double Jen says, I have been living on cold meds to function through this, though I did call out on Thursday. I won't drive exhausted. I don't blame you, and I wouldn't either, because especially if you're, depending on what kind of medications you're on, you may not want to operate a car or heavy machinery. So it's good that you take the time you need. Molly to Faithful, which do you like best? Molly to Jen, which Cricut do you have, and do you love it or wish you had a different one? Jen, one of my clients tells a lot of dad jokes. I try not to say too many, but some of them they're funny. Swank double groan. See, that was so a dad joke. Yep, I told you. I mean, I have a whole book of dad jokes. I bought it for my husband for Father's Day one year. Jen says I have the Maker and the Explore, Molly. I use the Explore more often because it has 2 spots for cutting/drawing and allows for more tools. Ooh. Faithful screenshot, Alicia. What? When? You screenshotted me, or you're telling me to use screenshot? Screenshot. Oh, that's the word I was looking for. Yes. I would have gotten there. I'm getting there. Definitely need more coffee. Dublin Jen, I am responsible for my clients and I take that seriously. Fair enough. You have to. I'm just going to leave that right there in the front. I wish I could have a straw. Faithful says to Molly, my maker, as it can do a lot. Double and Jen, even if one of them most likely got me sick in the first place. Yeah. Because you don't want to, like, just pass it back and forth. I know we've done that at my house several times. One of the kids will get sick and then they'll pass it to the other one and then they pass it to us and then I get it and then it somehow goes back into a circle. And I feel like I can't get rid of it at that point. And I have to, like, deep clean and sanitize and clean everything. Faithful says the joy is mainly for craft fairs so I can make vinyl key rings on the spot. Ooh, nice. I wish I was crafty. I am not. You could, though. Have what are you interested in doing crafty wise? And I believe Faithful has a whole crafty thing going on. There's a Discord, and she does live streams. Maybe you could learn a new craft. Speaking of Faithful, I did see your Discord message and responded and found the Discord or hopped into it. And so I just need to go back and look through the chat. See what I missed. I'm missing the party. Molly says, got it. Thanks, Faithful. Molly just DM'd me in Discord. I will check that in the next sprint. Thank you. Double and Jen, I had a talk with her about going to program sick. Oh. You don't know how it can affect different people? Very true. Because everyone's going to get sick different, and if they already have, like, a health issue, that could affect them differently. Or if they have a lower immune system than others, or you never know. You never know. Okay, this is definitely allergy because now my eyes are itching and okay, we're gonna take some Benadryl in the next sprint because now my eyes are getting itchy and the sinuses. This is allergy. I'm trying to think of what I touched this morning that could. I don't think I touched anything dusty because that could do it. I haven't been outside. What did I touch? I sneezed a bunch this morning too. Now I want to wash my hands. Okay. Double and Jen, all I can do is write. Molly, thank you to Jen. Also, you asked me if I saw a message from you during a sprint, and I had not seen it. I remember seeing that comment before, in a different sprint. Double and Jen, my daughter is the Pinterest girly that can do anything. I would love to be able to do some of the things I've seen on Pinterest. Faithful, I added you to the co-host chat, Alicia. Thank you. I will go check that out. Double and Jen, my father-in-law could die if he got exposed to something. Yeah, that's no bueno. I gotta make sure that we're taking care. Faithful to Double and Jen, writing is a craft. It is indeed. It is indeed. Jen says, I don't remember saying that, Molly. I'm trying to remember whose sprints it was. Because you said you had set a message in, insert sprints here. And she said that she hadn't seen it. I can't remember whose sprints it was, though. For some reason, I want to say it was either Coda's or I'm trying to think of who else it would have been. I don't think it was Coda's. It could have been Coda's. Nicole and Coda's. I'm going with that one. I don't know if it's right. Double and Jen, you know that we're all critical of our craft, though, Faithful. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to my craft. I won't let anybody look at it unless it's either finished and it's the way I think it should be, or because like I messed up on a keychain once, or I don't know, my husband said it was fine, but I thought I had messed up and you could tell that there was like one little detail slightly off, but like if I didn't say anything, you wouldn't know. I did to this day I have not showed that to anyone. I won't do it. It was like a little cross stitch keychain that I did. But yeah, I know we can all be critical of our craft. Double and Jen, I think my teacher thinks I am not a good writer and I might get a C in that class. What? What are you supposed to be writing about? Is it like fiction, nonfiction? You have to write essays, poems? Let me know. Molly says to Jen, okay, it must have been relevant only at the time and we've moved on. It was about the time I posted my first bookish video, but it's no biggie. Jen says, oh, I remember now. I think I was answering a question, but I don't remember now what the question was. Oh. Molly, thank you for answering though. See, we would have figured it out. Jen says it was at the very end of someone's sprint and we happened to pop right into the next one together. And I asked if you had seen my reply. If I remember it, I'll let you know. Aha. Double and Jen, he is so picky. It is a global literature class, which I don't hate, but he wants everything perfect. And I've been sick for like 3 weeks or whatever. I just need to graduate in May. That's what I would do. Focus on the graduation and not the every little detail. I mean, if he has certain ways that he wants you to do things, I would try to stick to those parameters as close as possible, but he also has to understand that everyone is not going to be able to do it perfectly. So there's that. I remember I had teachers like that too, because they would be like, you have to have X, Y, and Z, but also a little bit of A mixed in. And I'm just like, you want what? I was just like, well, you can get X, Y, and Z, but I don't know about the little bit of A part. Double and Jen, I applied for grad school and I'm waiting. This is out in the universe for it to decide. Manifest it, man. That's what I say. Manifest it. Say you're going to work towards it. This is what your intent is, and manifest. It will happen. All right. I don't see any other comments, so I'm going to switch our banners to the final sprint because we are going to go into our final sprint. I don't think either option is bad. That's a lot of work. Yeah. I thought about going back to school, and the more I think about it, I just go, I don't know if I want to do that. But at the same time, I do, because then I could go back and add on some stuff. I just don't know what I would do. I thought about doing like a library science degree, but I also would probably have to take like the grad school test or whatever, the entrance test, whatever it's called. Was it GRE? Because it's been a while. Like, I graduated in 2013. Yes, 2013 is when I graduated college with my bachelor's. So it's been a bit. All right. Let's pull up. Do we have anything to add to the to-do list? I'm going to remove some of these things here so that we can make room. And if Carissa is still here, she'll have to let us know if she made brownies. Swank, you're still reading. And then I don't think I'm going to get to Raven Scholar. I mean, I'll do it today, but I don't think I'll get to it in this last sprint. So I'll leave it for now. But I think I need to focus on the graphic novel and try to get that done. And I know I'm going to have to fold a load of laundry. So, Faithful is going to weed vinyl. Okay, let's add that. And Jen says, the GRE depends on the school. I didn't have to take it for my master's at the school I went to. Oh. Well, then I will double check the university that, because we don't live too far from one, so I'll see if they have the requirement. I also have to see if it would even be feasible with funding, because I know we're also trying to. I need to start setting aside funding for a new car for husband. So, and the cost of a car these days is mind-boggling. He said it's not worth it to buy a pre-owned or pre-certified owned type vehicle because they are almost as much as a brand new car, and they have mileage on it. So we're seeing what our options are in that sense. And Molly says, by the way, Faithful is doing her Makers Sprints too. Yes, here's the link. Go sprint hop, say hello, hug the like button. I will do the same in this sprint. And then I'll probably be there afterwards, depending on if she's still sprinting or not. And I will also try to put in any others that are sprinting. Because it looks like there's a couple that are sprinting. So I will add them in. And I know Anna is sprinting today later, so I'll add hers as well. So yeah, make sure you go and hug the like button for that. And I subbed Faithful, says Double and Jen. Awesome, awesome. All right. I'm going to star that, and I'm going to start our banner, and I will see everyone back after the last sprint. Make it count. All right. How did everyone do on the final sprint? I folded a load of laundry and I got to 209. So I have like 8 pages left. 8 pages left. Who knew that this would take me forever? It is getting quite interesting though, so I'm glad that I'll be able to get this finished today, and then I'll move on to the other stuff. So let's see what everyone got up to in that last sprint, see if we can check anything off of our to-do list, and then we will skedaddle. This was our last comment. Dublin Jen was saying that she subbed to Faithful. Jean says, thanks for sprints, Alicia. You're so welcome. Carissa says, I know that I have been gone for a while, but I have brownies in the oven and made progress in Hogwarts Legacy. I will call that a win. And brownies in the oven, that can be crossed off the list. So yay for that. How are you liking your progress in Hogwarts Legacy? I love when you can see just different areas and whatnot. I'm not so keen on the flying on the broom part, but everything else is fine. Like I can use the broom to get to places, but I don't like doing the flying trial type things, but I know it's part of the game. And fun fact, Carissa, if you don't already know, the only way that you will ever see Azkaban in the game is if you're a Hufflepuff. That's partly why I decided to do create a student with all of the houses, just so that I could see how it was different, and also because when you do the Jackdaw mission, that is where you go to Azkaban briefly. So that's the only way you can see Azkaban in the game. And it's quite creepy. And you're there very briefly, though. Brian says, got another chapter done and a little laundry in the washer. Very productive. Jen says, took a bath and got to page 144. Nice. Swank says, got to 25%. Nice. Jen says, thanks for the sprints. You're so welcome. Molly says, thank you for sprints, Alicia. I'm starting dishes, and I couldn't have done them without everyone. Glad we could help. I'm happy to see that everyone is making progress on reading and projects and doing getting some stuff done, being productive. Swank says, thanks for the sprints. See you tomorrow morning. Yes, and Kelly will be back tomorrow. So if you haven't, if you're doing the Morning Time Pirates, Kelly will be returning tomorrow. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything otherwise, but I'll be there as well. So join us. Excuse me. It will be on Kelly's channel, Cursed Dragon Ship. That's where we have the Morning Time Pirates writing sprints. And then she does reading sprints on her channel Monday nights. Excuse me. Carissa said, I'm good with my progress, but I hate dying and then having to restart that part. Yes. That is very annoying in itself. Have you been able to do any of the Room of Requirement or the Fantastic Beasts, the gathering of the magical creatures yet? Because those were fun. I have quite the collection. I didn't know that, but I guess that they like to keep you on your toes. Yes. I think I found out about it because I went to go look up one of the missions, and I don't remember if it was the Jackdaw one or the one before or after. It was like right around that time in the game, and it said you can only do this if you're a Hufflepuff for this mission. So I was like, oh, well, good to know. But you can do all kinds of stuff. I like the game, and I hear that there is going to be a Hogwarts Legacy too. Carissa said, thanks for the sprints. You're so welcome. Not yet. I just beat a troll. Are you in Hogsmeade? Like that troll? That's the only. I mean, there's going to be other trolls, but that's the first encounter, I think. Ooh. Oh, you're just starting out. Oh. I won't say any more because I don't want to spoil it. But that game is fun and you learn so much. Oh, I hope you have fun with it. Faithful says, Sadie here, popping in to say bye for my mama. Well, hello, and tell your mom that we said bye. We thank her for having to, for being here, popping in and hanging out. And hello, welcome. And Faithful says, also, thanks for the sub, Jen, and thanks for the sprints, Alicia. Mommy is in her chatty bit. Oh, I gotcha. Tell her I'll be in the sprint chats in a little bit when we finish up here. Carissa says, I want to get the book where it shows how they created the game. They have one? I do have one book. I don't know if it's the same thing. Can I get to it is the question. No, I don't think I can. Somewhere up there on those shelves, I have a book that is supposed to be like a Hogwarts Legacy like strategy guide, but I don't think it's like the official one. I think it's like an unofficial one. But if that's talking about how they created the game, I want to know. I'll look that up. Molly says, nice to meet you, Sadie. All right, so let's see. Oh, did Faithful weed out Vinyl? We'll have to figure that out. I'll ask her and I'll cross it off if she did. I saw Swank did some reading, so we'll cross that off. And I did not finish The Wings of Fire, The Hidden Kingdom. So I can't cross that off, but I mean, I will by the end of the day. So let me go and find the links for other people who are sprinting real quick. We know that Faithful is doing her sprints. It's called The Art and Making of Hogwarts Legacy. Ooh. Here is, I think she goes by a different name in those sprints, but I will put it here. There's Faithful's current sprints. We have Anna just started, it looks like, because I refreshed. Anna sprints. And we also have Princess is also sprinting. If I can type. A Star reads. is also sprinting. I'll have to see if they're still going. But Leandra is going. Steph over at Coffee's over Apple is sprinting. And it doesn't say final sprint, but it could be her final sprint. Katie. And that's all I see for right now. Kristen Craves books. It looks like she's doing sprints as well. Looks like they're kind of doing like almost like a book club type read, but they're doing sprints, so we'll put that in. And I think that is it for sprints that I see on my end, at least. So, this was the comment that I left off on. Curso saying it's called The Art and Making of Hogwarts Legacy. I will have to check that out, though, because that would be an interesting read. Or maybe I'll see if my library has it. There is Faithful or Tallulah's, what's it called? Crafting and Productivity Sprints, The Maker's Quest. It's a bit pricey. I'll still take a look. Like I said, I'll see if my library has it, because that would be an interesting read. Here is the link for Anna's sprints. And Princess is sprinting, so there's the link for that. A-Star Reads is sprinting. I'm drawing a blank on their name, but they are sprinting. There's the link. Jean says, Alicia, do you knit or crochet? I do not. I do cross stitch. I have tried to learn how to crochet or knit, but I never can seem to figure out the coordinating things to do because I'm left-handed. So, and everyone who has tried to teach me is right-handed. So, but I have been told that there are left-handed videos, so I'm going to seek those out. Maybe I'll try again, but it probably won't be anytime soon because I want to get some cross-stitch projects done. So I've basically been focusing on those. Here's the link for Leandra's sprints and Steph's sprints, Katie's sprints, and Kristen's sprints. Faithful says, yay, I made it. And we are getting ready to leave. But I will be in the comments there in just a few minutes because I'm gonna join while I eat lunch and fold laundry. And I found my cross-stitch project, so I might do some cross-stitching after I finish the last pages of Wings of Fire, because I want to get that done today so I can return it to the library. Thank you, Molly. I didn't see this one. Elena is sprinting, so you can go and hit the like button there. Thanks for the share, Alicia. You're so welcome. And ooh, cross stitch. Yes, the one that I'm currently working on is gonna be like a mason jar, and it has like little flowers coming out of it. I will post, if there's a spot in your Discord, Faithful, I will post it in the Discord. I'm sure there is. I just haven't fully looked at everything, which I will do after this sprint. See, I have so many things that my brain is like, must do all of the things. Um, oh, that sounds cute. I think it's going to be adorable. I just don't know where I'm going to put it when I'm done. There is a Threads channel. Sweet. I will put it there. Thank you, thank you. Sounds really cute. It is adorable. I wish I had it nearby. I think it's in my bedroom because I started it. I think, when did I start it? It was last year. I started it while someone was doing a readathon, and that was part of it, like start a craft or finish a craft or do a craft or something like that. And I started it, but I never finished it. So, and this year, my word of the year is completion. So, we're completing book series and we're completing projects and we're getting things done this year. Faithful says the Thread Room or Craft Collective would do. Hugs and kisses. Okie dokie, I will post it there. And Ren says, thanks for sprints, Alicia. You're so welcome. And on that note, I am going to go ahead and end it here. Remember, there will be, I still have to make the post. I'll make it today. Morning Time Pirates returns to normal tomorrow morning. So on Kelly's channel, Cursed Dragon Ship, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll be doing the writing sprints, a 100 pages book club sprints on Wednesday evening at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. We will be reading the last of Ravenscholar. So if you've been reading that with us, we are on the last section. And I will have a new video up on Friday. So, Jean says, see you tomorrow on Kelly's writing sprints. Yes, you will. Faithful says hi to Jean. And Jean says, hi, Faithful. Good to see you. All right, my friends. Well, thank you for coming and hanging out with me today. I'm glad that you guys were able to get some reading done or productivity done. And I will see you guys all in the comments, the chats, and in upcoming videos. Have a good rest of your weekend and week ahead.